We are Kristen and Michael, and over the last 2 years, we have hosted hundreds of guests at our short-term rental in Joshua Tree, California that we DIY'd ourselves. And on our channel, we share what it's like to be an Airbnb host, but today we're going to take you on a somewhat of a different journey, and we are going to be going from host to guest, taking you through Italy on our trip, so come along with us.
After we checked out of our amazing Airbnb in Rome, what a way to kick off the trip. We headed to Rome Termini to catch a train to Florence, but not before this huge delay.
Okay, so update. There's a 70-minute delay on our train. We're literally the only train with a delay. And we had a nice buffer because we were going to get in, drop our bags off at the hotel, and then be able to go to the bathroom and maybe get some breakfast, walk around the area, and then meet up with our tour guide to go on a tour of all the cool things in Florence. But now it's looking like we're going to get there like either just in the nick of time or just a tiny bit late for that. So this is the fun of traveling on a train, I guess.
I'm just tired, and I was like, I'm happy to sit, so I'm like, fine.
Yeah, we're good.
You know, like we're good.
Yeah.
Waiting. That's fine, as long as I'm sitting, because I've done a lot of walking, and your girl didn't stretch, you know? Stretch before you come. Full dad mode. Checking the times. So we made it on the train. Michael was being such a dad, checking every 5 minutes to see if it was on time and where the platform was. And we made it, and we are on our way to Firenze. But we wanted to talk to you guys about how we blocked off our short-term rental for 10 days while we're gone. And the reason for that is that we wanted to have an actual vacation. And we self-manage, so we would be getting photos and dealing with check-in in the middle of the night, and then getting photos, I don't know what time, it would have been 9 hours difference from our cleaner, and having to do all of that ourselves when our family's going through so much, because we could have asked family too to do it for us, but our nephew's having open heart surgery. My dad just went through surgery. Michael's dad's watching Finn. Michael's mom is watching our other nephew, while the heart surgery is going on. So there's just like a lot going on with our family. So we just figured it's best to just block the 10 days off, take a little bit of that financial hit, but we have already made enough this month that we weren't too worried about blocking off the days. We are now contemplating opening up one of the weekends just because it'd be nice and we feel like we could handle it, but we've done so well this year that we feel it was okay. We made that decision to be able to just kind of chill. And yeah, just wanted to give you that update. That is what we decided to do while we were away. We didn't have anybody fill in for us. And we have people out there that we trust that we would have given a percentage of what we made during these 10 days. But again, so much going on with our lives, wasn't worth even going that route either. We're here and not having to worry about it at all.
We made it.
We made it! Now we have like 10 minutes to get to where we need to go.
To get to our hotel, drop our bags, and meet our tour guide. We made it to the hotel. There's a market right outside. And apparently you have to take the elevator up. Here it is. Right. Yeah.
You're not expecting this. Ready? So is this our room, technically?
That's right.
Okay.
Reason.
Why is your bag so heavy? Look at our room. So cute. And a nice and gorgeous bathroom. Are you kidding? Hello, I live here.
Our tour guide is in the lobby of the hotel, so we are going to meet her right now.
tour guide in Florence was our favorite. We loved Florence already as soon as we got there, and we fell in love with our tour guide as well. Her name is Costanza. She was so cool. She took us to the Ponte Vecchio. She took us to a local restaurant, got us a couple beers and some sandwiches.
And then we headed to the Piazza della Signoria, and this place was amazing. That is the town hall now, but it used to be the Medici Palace. We learned about Cosimo, the second Duke of Florence, and we learned how they all use statues, marble statues, as political propaganda to display their messages. Like there's one statue of Cosimo with his head on Neptune's body with all this water flowing out, and he wanted to convey that he could give water to the citizens. So it's just really cool to learn all this stuff. Then we headed over to the Duomo. It is massive, huge, so many tourists. There was a massive line. Our tour guide told us, she was like, honestly, it's not the most beautiful church inside. The outside is actually what's beautiful. So we walked around. She told us all about it. Outside the baptistry, we saw the Gates of Paradise, which were actually named by Michelangelo when he first saw them. I forget the name of the guy who did them, but this was beautiful to see. And then we went over to the Accademia, which is basically just a gallery for Michelangelo's work, especially David. And then we continued around the city, seeing everything.
By the way, we cannot brush over David. Like, the scale, the magnitude of that was just, we sat behind it and just stared at it for a good while. I don't know, you can't explain the feeling you have when you're like next to it and you realize that somebody created this with their bare hands. It was just insane. Then that night we went up to the Loggia Bar, which is the rooftop bar and restaurant. It's aperitivos, which is just basically like appetizers actually, but we ate dinner here and we got Aperol spritzes, and I realized on this trip that no, I actually don't like them. And then we went and enjoyed the sunset from our room because it was incredible. We got up and had breakfast at the Loggia Bar because during the day it was actually the place where we got to have our continental breakfast. It wasn't even continental. It was just a beautiful Italian spread, and we actually had eggs and bacon, which we did not have most of the entire trip. It's just an espresso and a croissant, baby. We're on our way. But this was a real treat. This day was the day we were so excited for. We were heading for Tuscany to do a Vespa tour. I know we are such tourists, you guys, but this was our first time together in Italy, and we were like, we have to do a Vespa tour through Tuscany. We were so excited, getting ready. I was so nervous. I've driven ATVs before and I was terrified on a four-wheeler. I was like, how am I going to do a two-wheeler? I knew Michael, he's like one of those type of people that he'll just pick something up right off the bat. He's fine. I take a little bit of finessing with situations like this, and I actually picked it up right away, and it was a blast.
So we got off the Vespas in San Gimignano, which is a medieval town that's on top of a hill in Tuscany and overlooks all of Tuscany. So we had an hour here to just walk around and take in the sights. We'll walk you through right here. You can see just what it's like. This is an ancient village. It was like saved by San Gimignano, or Gimignano the saint, from Attila the Hun. Like, it goes all the way back, and you can tell it was so cool to just walk through here, and Kristen was in heaven looking through all these shops. And then once we were done here, we got on the Vespas and we went to an organic farm and had probably some of the best pasta and had a wine tasting and just had so much fun. I mean, look at these views.
So we just finished the Vespas in Tuscany.
So amazing.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous here and there, but all in all, a great time.
Definitely worth it.
It's like the most touristy thing.
It's like riding a gondola in... No,
Venice.
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I don't know. It was
Pretty
good.
great.
Yeah.
No caffeine.
So definitely recommend it. We'll put the link down below of the company that we used. After we went to an organic farm, we got food, drinks, wine, grappa, all that stuff. That's why I'm so chatty. Yeah.
But it was great. Took like a 10-minute nap. Now we're power walking.
What time is it? 3?
It's almost 4.
Almost 4. Everything's closed here because it is siesta time.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but
Sleepy nap time. So we're gonna go take a nap and then we're going to get back to it.
After a quick nap, Kristen and I decided to get ready and hit the streets again. Our tour guide told us about a wine window, so we decided to give it a shot. You basically can get a glass of wine through this window, and then you stand in the streets and just enjoy it with other people around you.
Let's do it. Cheers.
This was actually a pretty cool experience. That is actually the line though, so just know that everything you see on Instagram is not true. There is a line. It's not like you just walk up to the window. You have to wait in line. But we enjoyed this. We just kind of like slowed down and took the night slow and hung out in the piazza out in front of the hotel. This is Piazza Santo Spirito, and this is what it looks like when locals hang out. It got so busy here. This was about 7 or 8 o'clock. We didn't eat until 9 o'clock, and just, I don't think my American mind could wrap around the fact that like people just hang out in these piazzas. That's the hotel I'm pointing to right now. People just hang out in the piazzas, they have a long dinner, and they just enjoy life. And so we just took this all in, and we ended up making friends with the owner of the restaurant, and he gave us limoncello shots after dinner, and then we went to bed.
It was so nice to stay in a hotel and break up our time, and part of that was because we needed to drop our bags early so we could get onto our tour. And it was so nice to be able to have breakfast every morning and not have to worry about caring for ourselves in that way. But our Airbnbs were incredible. So let's go check out the one in Positano.
All right, we are out. Where are we off to?
Positano.
We are off to Positano next. Let's go. Love you. Love you, Florence. It's been real. It's been beautiful. And on to the next one, right?
I don't want to leave, but I'm so excited.
I don't think you're ready for this, Jelly. Okay, let's go.